Good morning, everyone, and let me add my welcome to the 8th Annual Energy Matters Summit. I'd also like to recognize Chris Bentley, Minister of Energy of Ontario, as someone I'm delighted to see here and I've had the opportunity to meet with before. And it's great to see so many energy professionals gathered here today. Je suis réjoui de voir un si grand nombre de professionnels de l'énergie rassemblés ici aujourd'hui. First, I would like to recognize the wonderful work of the Region of Peel in partnership with the Independent Electricity System Operator and the Toronto and Regional Conservation Authority. Everyone in this room understands why energy matters. You've played a major role in making Canadian communities more livable, and industry more competitive and energy efficient. The theme of this year's conference is Building Partnerships for Canada's Sustainable Energy Future. And over the years, that is exactly what you have done. Our government applauds your efforts as we work towards the same goals. I will address the summit theme in a few minutes, but first, let me talk about the strategic importance of responsible resource development. 1 month ago, here in Toronto, I announced an ambitious new plan to streamline the review process for major development projects across Canada. Notre plan de développement responsable des ressources est un important instrument législatif pour l'avenir de notre pays. Our plan is an important piece of legislation for Canada's future because we know there are tremendous economic benefits for Canadians if the country's natural resources are developed responsibly and efficiently. Canada's natural resource sector already directly employs more than 750,000 Canadians. The energy sector alone accounts for close to 7% of our GDP. The oil sands, the world's third largest proven oil reserves, are responsible directly or indirectly for the jobs of some 400,000 people across Canada. These jobs are in every sector of the economy: skills trade, clerical jobs, manufacturing, the financial sector, every kind of job in every part of the country. As I think you know, our government does not agree with those who advance the so-called Dutch disease thesis, whereby manufacturing is hurt by an artificially high dollar driven up by resource development. Neither does Bank of Canada Governor Mark Carney, who stated that, quote, "What's been more important has been the markets our firms have been focused on, and that the level of the currency is not just about currency prices, but it also reflects some of the underlying strengths in this economy, which are numerous." Pitting one region against the other can summon up divisions best left undisturbed. I cannot claim to fully understand what is motivating Thomas Mulcair to denigrate resource development, which has been crucial to economic growth, employment, and $22 billion a year in government revenue that funds crucial social programs right across the country. Perhaps it is discredited ideology, perhaps narrow political calculation, perhaps intellectual arrogance. Regardless, when one is in a hole, it is usually prudent to stop digging. Yet Mr. Mulcair keeps furiously digging, insulting Western premiers, alienating families whose livelihoods depend on resource development, and forcing Canadians to wonder why a man who aspires to national leadership would advance so divisive and reckless a policy. Surely he understands he risks rekindling memories of a time when Western alienation flourished in the hotbed of discriminatory treatment. He must comprehend that a careless comment anywhere can ignite regional tensions with unforeseen consequences for the country. All that for a policy that does not pass economic muster. Over the past 25 years, the decline in manufacturing employment has been greater in Ohio and Michigan than in Ontario, obviously without any influence from the Canadian dollar. and recently, manufacturing has been strong in spite of the higher dollar. It is clear to most Canadians that we need to do more, not less, to tap into the tremendous appetite for resources in the world's dynamic emerging economies. Resources we have in abundance. The potential exists for well more than 500 major projects worth at least $500 billion over the next 10 years. These projects would create hundreds of thousands of high-quality jobs and generate massive economic growth right across the country. And that is why streamlining our review process is vitally important, and that's what our plan for responsible resource development is all about. We're taking a whole-of-government approach to modernizing the review process for major economic projects. Responsible resource development addresses the 4 key elements we need to fix if we are to bring our process into the 21st century. First, to make project reviews more predictable and timely. Second, to reduce unnecessary duplication and regulatory burden. Third, to strengthen environmental protection. And fourth, to enhance Aboriginal consultation. Our ultimate goal is simple: one project, one review, completed in a clearly defined and reasonable time period. Notre objectif est simple: un projet, un examen, réalisé dans un délai raisonnable et bien défini. Our plan to modernize the federal regulatory regime will make our project review process more effective, efficient, timely, and predictable, and at the same time ensure rigorous world-class environmental protection. Contrary to what the critics say, we do not think it should take 8 or 10 years to collect and assess information to make a decision on a project. As the Prime Minister has said, let us not confuse the length of the process with the rigor of the science. So we have set time limits to bring focus to the assessments and predictability to the system, and we will focus our efforts on major projects with the potential for significant environmental impacts. You may have heard that we have cut funding for the Canadian Environmental Assessment Agency. That is false. Through the Economic Action Plan 2012, we have increased this agency's funding so it can be even more effective as it carries out Aboriginal consultations and environmental reviews on an independent, objective, and scientific basis. Our plan will strengthen environmental protection in numerous ways, including those that are of significant concern to Canadians today. For the first time, enforceable conditions and tough financial penalties up to $400,000 will be established for non-compliance with environmental assessment decisions. We're increasing annual pipeline inspections by 50% and doubling annual comprehensive audits from 3 to 6 to identify issues before problems arise. We're also introducing new important measures, safety measures relating to maritime use, and tankers, therefore, will be double-hulled. There will be mandatory pilotage and improved navigation products. As the International Energy Agency has made clear, traditional energy sources will continue to dominate for years to come. 25 years from now, even under the most promising scenarios for development of alternative energy technologies, fossil fuels will still be providing well over 60% of the world's energy needs, and demand for oil will be almost 15% higher than it is today. In Canada, we have vast energy resources: natural gas in BC, the oil sands in Alberta, hydropower in Quebec, and offshore oil on the East Coast. Nuclear energy also plays a key role in Canada's energy mix, especially here in Ontario, where it supplies over 50% of the province's electricity. In that connection, on May 2, I was pleased to announce that the Government of Canada has agreed to the environmental assessment report of the Joint Review Panel for the Darlington Nuclear New Build Project. Most people do not realize that Canada is a global leader in renewable energy. We're the world's third-largest producer of hydroelectricity, and more than 3/4 of the electricity we generate produces no greenhouse gas emissions at all. And a significant part of that clean energy can be found right here in Ontario. Ontario's first commercial wind farm went online in December 2002, all 9 megawatts of it. Today, less than 10 years later, Ontario's installed wind capacity is rapidly approaching 2,000 megawatts. Our government has played a part in making this happen. Since 2007, through the Eco Energy for Renewable Power program, we've invested in a total of 47 renewable energy projects in Ontario: wind, low-impact hydro, solar, and biomass. And our total investment is more than $465 million over 14 years. To maintain Canada's leadership in clean energy, we need the support of everyone in this room and all Canadians. Part of our challenge will be keeping Canada at the forefront of innovation and energy efficiency solutions. Pour maintenir le leadership du Canada dans le domaine de l'énergie propre, il nous faut l'appui de tous ici présents et de tous les Canadiens. Our overall goal is to reduce Canada's greenhouse gas emissions by 17% below 2005 levels by 2020, a target that aligns with the U.S. One effective way to help achieve this goal is through improved energy efficiency, which can make a big impact, often at very little cost because of the economic returns that it generates. With this in mind, the government has renewed the Eco Energy Efficiency Initiatives last year with an investment of $195 million over 5 years to help improve energy efficiency in our homes, industries, buildings, vehicles, and equipment. This investment will build on the significant work of the Government of Canada and provincial and territorial partners, which we have already done. For example, between 1990 and 2009, Canada's gross domestic product increased by 57%, but our energy use only went up by 23%. This means while Canada is growing and producing more goods and services, we are using much less energy than we did relative to GDP almost 2 decades ago. These energy savings pay huge dividends. In 2009 alone, energy efficiency gains through the economy translated into annual savings of $27 billion in energy costs and reduced greenhouse gas emissions by an estimated 81 megatons. And when it comes to Canada's buildings, we're really at the forefront. Notre nouveau Code national de l'énergie pour les bâtiments, introduit l'an dernier, est le plus rigoureux en Amérique du Nord, ce qui place le Canada parmi les pays de tête dans le domaine de la construction éco-énergétique. Canada's new energy code for buildings, introduced late last year, is the most stringent in North America, making us among the global leaders in energy-efficient building construction. As you know, Ontario has been a strong supporter of improving energy efficiency, and as of January 2012, Ontario's new building code requirements are equivalent to the new code. To further support its implementation and improve building performance, we're helping to develop a benchmarking tool similar to the one used by the United States Environmental Protection Agency. By allowing building owners, managers, and operators to benchmark their energy use against their competition, we hope they will be motivated to launch their own energy-efficient projects. We hope that the Canadian version of the benchmarking tool will be launched in September 2013. The whole idea that you can't manage what you can't measure ties in nicely with Greening Greater Toronto's Race to Reduce program. This program challenges tenants and landlords to improve energy efficiency and reduce energy waste in their office buildings. Race to Reduce has some real success stories, and I'm pleased to hear that the Peel region may also get involved. There's nothing like a little intra-urban rivalry. The benchmarking tool we are developing can help race to reduce participants to self-evaluate their facilities. It could also be used by the Toronto Atmospheric Fund to help participating organizations embark on their energy efficiency journey. Energy management training is also paying huge dividends. My department's dollars to cents workshops have been delivered to over 20,000 energy users from all over Canada and are leading to solid results. Collectively, the organizations represented by these individuals have saved approximately $160 million. Our government has also supported the Toronto Atmospheric Fund's Lightsaver project, a 3-year effort to demonstrate the benefits of high-efficiency solid-state outdoor streetlights. Solid-state street lighting has the potential to save 50% of the energy used by current street lighting technologies. When it comes to Canadian homes, we're also making real progress in improving energy efficiency. Over the last 5 years, the Eco Energy Retrofit Homes program has helped some 550,000 Canadians increase the energy efficiency of their homes, generating nearly $10 billion in economic activity. Participants reduce their energy consumption by an average of 20% for ongoing energy savings of more than $400 million a year. We're now focusing our efforts on new standards and improving performance measures. For instance, we will be further promoting EnerGuide home energy evaluations as an important first step in smart home renovations. Natural Resources Canada will also continue to provide EnerGuide rating system, which serves as the foundation for similar programs by provinces, utilities, and municipalities. And through our federal buildings initiative, the Government of Canada is leading by example. We have retrofitted 1/3 of federal floor space using energy performance contracting and leveraging a $340 million private sector investment. And this has resulted in annual energy savings of $43 million. In the GTA, 8 federal buildings have been upgraded in this manner. By using our money more effectively, we are minimizing the cost to taxpayers while improving the environment. This collaborative approach to finding energy solutions for Canadians is very important for our future. And our government is taking a leadership role in further driving innovation in Canadian energy industries with substantial investments to encourage new research and development, as well as demonstration projects. Our Eco Energy initiatives and our Clean Energy Fund have been central to this contribution. Since 2007, these projects have leveraged over $25 billion in investments, and they've helped to create 5,000 new jobs. Many of these success stories can be found right here in our backyard. For example, with support from our Clean Energy Fund, Ecologics Heating Technologies Limited has developed a cold climate heat pump technology to heat homes and buildings more efficiently in cold climates across Canada. This Cambridge-based company is developing a number of systems that can be installed in new and retrofit residential homes and buildings. Cold climate heat pump offers Canadian homeowners a more efficient and environmentally friendly alternative to fossil fuel-based heating at a competitive price. And it has the potential to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 1 million tons by 2020. Last year, I launched the Eco Energy Innovation Initiative, which is designed to give Canada's entrepreneurs and manufacturers a leading edge in energy innovation. This initiative supports collaboration among Canada's colleges and universities, industry, and government to develop and demonstrate clean energy technologies and innovation to produce and use energy more cleanly and efficiently. And this will help in the search for long-term solutions to reducing air pollutants from energy production and use. And I'm happy to announce that we are investing an additional $184 million in this initiative, bringing the 5-year total to 281. Projects selected for funding include renewable energy projects, buildings and communities, clean coal and carbon capture and storage, bioenergy, electrification of transportation, and unconventional oil and gas. We will be also investing more in smarter electricity grids. As this technology develops, smart grid is being seen as a way to create green jobs, put more renewable energy into the system, help consumers reduce their consumption, and help to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. As you know, energy is an essential ingredient for the economic growth and the quality of life of all communities. Our government is investing in projects to help move Canadian communities to the next generation of cleaner and greener technologies because they account for nearly 60% of Canada's energy consumption. And that is why a growing number of communities are developing integrated community energy solutions. I'm proud to say that our government has been an active partner in the development and adoption of these solutions that can achieve extremely high levels of energy performance. I'm pleased to note that the Quality Energy Systems of Tomorrow, an organization devoted to advancing integrated energy systems and supported by my department, is actively involved in this conference. Thanks to our Equilibrium Communities initiative, we've been investing in new ways to improve planning and design as we create communities that are efficient, affordable, and vibrant places to live. This $4.2 million initiative is showcasing the talent and innovation of Canada's residential developers, as well as their planners, designers, and municipalities. For example, here in Toronto, the Regent Park revitalization will transform Canada's oldest and largest social housing community into a mixed-income community in Toronto's East Downtown. Projects like these are paving the way for future sustainable communities here in Canada and around the world. And they truly demonstrate how federal funding can support innovation. The Government of Canada has also provided a $550 million endowment to the Federation of Canadian Municipalities for the Green Municipal Fund, which is investing in several integrated community projects. Ladies and gentlemen, all these projects reinforce the fact that improving energy efficiency is one of the fastest and most cost-effective ways to save energy, create jobs, increase energy security, and reduce greenhouse gas emissions. And in business, there is a strong and direct correlation between investing in energy efficiency and improved productivity. When Canadians invest in energy efficiency, jobs are created in distribution, manufacturing, sales, design, and installation industries across the country. Investments in energy efficiency and energy innovation ensure that we both meet our need for energy and protect our environment. Notre gouvernement poursuivra ses efforts dans l'adoption des mesures favorables à la création d'emplois, à la compétitivité de notre pays, à sa productivité et son potentiel d'innovation. Our government will continue to implement measures that sharpen Canada's job creation, competitiveness, productivity, and capacity for innovation. And we will work in partnership with other levels of government, industry, and academia in communities to help Canadians make informed energy decisions that are smart for them and smart for the planet. I wish you all the best for a successful and productive summit. Thank you very much.